He will eventually.
Yeah, one of these days.
He thinks for it.
But now it's time for our featured speaker. And wait. You can't leave till I send you to the back. Come back here. Wait. Come back.
Change rules?
No, the rules have always been like that. I guess you guys change it up here a little bit. But now it's time for our featured speaker, and we have a tradition here at the GNA. Who can tell us what that tradition is?
Send him out of the room.
That's right. We send our featured speaker
Lock the door.
all the way to the back. So Timothy L. Bird, a.k.a. TBird. Get out of here, like Barbara says, right? So I'm going to briefly mention how I met Timothy Bird. I met Timothy Bird at an event with an organization we were formerly affiliated with. We'll leave it at that, so you know that. And what I really liked about T-Bird is that, you know, he just had a great personality, really outgoing guy. Just, you know, I could see him mixing and mingling with people. And you kind of sense when you walk into a room, you know, who's the social butterfly and who's just kind of like a little bit lost, right? You know, so I connected with T-Bird. We ended up having a one-on-one, and we hit it off just like that. And after that point, you know, we had several one-on-ones, and you know, we just really grew to love each other. T-Bird has started calling myself brother from another mother, and he truly is like a brother from another mother to me, because I mean, I trust this guy, you know, completely in every way possible. So at that point, when we got Modesto started out here, I said we'll start Modesto under one condition: if we find the right person that steps up, which Barbara did. And then T-Bird, I need you to be the Central Valley Area Regional Director. He's like, I don't know if I want that responsibility. Remember that? Yeah. I'm like, you're already doing it, so why not have the title and get the exposure you deserve? Because you're a good man that helps people. This way it'll allow you to get a little more exposure so they can start helping you for all the great things that you've done for them. How many of you feel T-Bird is an amazing person? Does a lot of great things for people. And another thing, T-Bird is also on the Executive Vice President team of the overall GNA. So on that note, without further ado, please welcome Timothy L. Bird, a.k.a. That T-Bird will be giving his signature presentation, Networking 101 and the Psychology of Networking. I've heard this several times, never get tired of it. He always puts a new spin on everything. T-Bird, the floor is yours, buddy. Thank you.
Every time I do it, it's a little bit different. I do like to perform quite a bit and have fun. I did about 90 days building my footprint out of the East Bay, San Jose, Morgan Hill area. Going out there for 90 days. And I did the same speech, almost all the chapters out there. And what was nice was they have an evening mastermind on Wednesday, and they have the San Jose meeting on a Wednesday lunch, and they had Morgan Hill the next day. So I actually got to do all three. But one time I did the circuit, I did it in my purple zoom suit, which you see in my card. The second time I did it in my purple kilt. I have no problems getting out and having fun. The funniest story about the kilt, though, I'm too cheap to buy a motel. So I parked at Morgan Hill in the back of the Holiday Inn Express, and I camped out back in the car. Of course, about 1 o'clock in the morning on my window, a security guard. I'm glad it was a security guard and not a cop, because if he asked me to get out of my car, he'd probably wonder, what are you doing wearing a kilt? But we had a lot of fun, though. We had a lot of fun. Networking 101 with psychology and networking is stuff that other people have taught me, what I've learned myself, what I've read in books. It's just what I've done over the last 30 years. Your GNA is a little different. We already respect each other. We already never try to hard sell people. A lot of you go to other kinds of networking events, and you should. You need to meet people, whether it's a chamber function or whatever. You need to set yourself apart from a traditional network. And I want to share a couple of things that works very well. And I'm going to give you about 2 or 3 books at the end that I highly recommend, because somebody saw something in me that put these books in my hands that made a big difference. So I pay it forward whenever I can, especially these books. Somebody brand new to networking, I've taught quite a few people that were introverted wallflowers how to become a professional networker. And I love doing it, because whenever I go to like a chamber function, the first person I'm looking for is the wall hugger. And when a funny one happened in Lathrop. I got to tell this story. I was in Lathrop Chamber Mixture, and there was a black lady. She was kind of standing against the wall. She was kind of standing there, and I asked the director of that chamber, "What's the story on that? I like to get as much information as I can." And he goes, "Well, this lady was just ex-Alameda County Sheriff. She did her 25 years. She retired, moved to Lathrop, and she was in the middle of a divorce. She was in a bad way." So I walked up to her, and I go, "Hello, my name's TBird." She goes, "My name's Ross." And I looked at her, I'm still holding her hand, I go, "With or without?" She goes, "Pink fur-lined handcuffs for sure." We became good friends very quickly. And I actually drug her out to stuff because she was hiding in her house, where she called her cave. She was having a lot of depression issues. She even talked me into going to an NCAA, not NCAA?
College?
No, it's the annual African American. They were having a stock at the country clubs. And I said, I didn't have the money at the time. And she goes, "I'll pay for it. It's 50 a pop." About 2 days before she started to walk, I said, "You paid for me. You paid for yourself. And you talked me into going to something where I'm going to be a definite minority." And she goes, "Well, I just don't know if I want to go." I said, "I'm going to be at your house, 5 o'clock as planned, to pick you up." She started walking, says, "No, I'm going to be there." So I get out to Lathrop, hit the doorbell, and she's in her little office, and she peek open the Venetian blinds. And this is a formal affair. I have a white shirt, nice tie, good coat on, wearing my purple kilt. And all I heard was, "WTF are you doing?"
WTF?
WTF?
That's a pretty common phrase lately, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And she comes, slams that door open, she goes, "I ain't going no place with you and that." I go, "I got a pair of pants out. Don't worry about it." I just wanted to get her laughing. And from there, she was fine. But just to make somebody laugh, to make them feel good about themselves. She said, "You are really crazy." You're absolutely right. I'm a nonconformist and a Sagittarius. So, in your networking for setting yourself apart, I'm going to use my notes because, like I said, I haven't done it for a while. I'd like to stay on track. Branding yourself. Who your brands themselves or know what it means to brand themselves. You got your mouth full. How do you brand yourself?
Purple Cake, an interesting name.
Yes. What am I known for?
Purples.
Nicknames. I'm TBird. I've walked into networking venues where I may know 1 or 2 people, but people come up to me and say, "You're TBird, aren't you?" It works very well. Anybody here remember the realtor in Modesto named Shell Isaac? You do. How did he dress?
I know the name, and I knew it, but I
His whole real estate career of 30 years, he wore plaid coat, plaid pants, red shoes, and had red sunglasses and his curly red hair. He branded himself. Everybody knew Shell Isaac. You could pick him out in the crowd. It was intentional. So find a way to brand yourself. Maybe it's a particular piece of jewelry you always wear. Color you're real fond of. Dye your hair purple like the clown lady does over in Tracy. He has purple hair. Brand yourself. Make yourself stand out. And you want to create a mystery about people. Like if I meet you for the first time and I'm talking to you and I'm not telling you hardly anything about me. I don't like to tell people what I do, where I've been. I want to find out about them. You want to leave enough curiosity, they want to meet you again. They don't know why. It's just like, if you're in Central Park and you want to feed the birds, if you go running into Central Park with a loaf of bread under your arms, what do the birds do? They fly away. Now if you walk into a park, you sit down on a bench and you start peeling them off and throwing it, they come to you. You want people to come, they want to meet you again, they don't know why. In other words, part of selling is different now because then people are going to run and know they see you. They're not going to take a phone call. When you do book an appointment, when you have an appointment with somebody, you probably do this because of the industry you're in. So what do you do after you finish that appointment when you don't have a cell?
don't have a cell. Effective communication, right, thank you, Karen.
Book another appointment.
No.
Always book an appointment from an appointment. Just to get back in front of that person is very hard if you don't book an appointment right there. If they're not ready, or if you still got to do something, you ran out of time, book an appointment from an appointment. Then you're not chasing people. You know, if they have to cancel or something for some reason, that's okay. But if you get into the habit, book an appointment from an appointment. It works well. I was in the securities business for 15 years, and I always did that. That was part of my training. And it works very well. Very well. How many ears do you have? How many mouths do you have? What does that tell you?
Listen more, speak less.
That's right. Really listen, not hearing. There's a difference between hearing and listening. Most people hear, but they're already formulating what they're going to say, and they haven't listened to you. I went through a class about 2 years ago that was funded by the federal government called Coalition for Happy Marriages. I am certified as a counselor for listening, not a marriage counselor. But what it taught me in that class was how to really listen. I thought I was a good listener, and I was. It took it to a whole other level. Because you have to take everything out of your mind, totally listen to that person. Look at their body language. Don't be thinking about anything. Because it's what they don't say is what you need to be listening to. That's where you're going to get your $5. That's where you're going to get what's going to motivate you. Okay, has anybody here ever been out networking at a chamber event or something, or even at a GNA event, any of it, when you're talking to somebody, there's this invisible wall between you. You just see it, they're not listening to you. They're hearing you. Anybody in here have ideas how to take that wall down?
Change the focus.
Huh?
Change the focus. Do something goofy. Ask them.
Correct.
Do something about themselves.
Huh?
Do something about them.
Yes, but I'm going to give you some really good tricks I learned that work very well. One is I'm talking to you and you're not listening to me. All of a sudden I go, I bet you're a 7. You're a 5. I say, I bet you're a 5. That wall comes down instantly. I think it works every time. This has to do with birth numbers and numerology. I'm not a firm believer. It's just another tool in my arsenal, but I have read over about 300 people with birth numbers, and it comes up right 95% of the time. Now they want to bring you birth numbers.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Well, it's numerology. You ever done your birth numbers?
I've done the birth by numbers.
Well, would you be interested to know what yours is if I told you it's right 95% of the time?
You're saying I'm a 5. Yeah, I'd like to try and figure that out.
Okay.
I have to agree with you.
Now what you got is you got their interest. You're throwing something at them that they have never heard before. And it is right 95% of the time. The guy that did it to me, he says, give me your birthday and I'll run your numbers. And I says, no, give me the description sheet and I'll tell you what I am. Because I know me very well. I do. He goes, well, you won't get it right. And I go, I bet you I will. And I took $5 out and I put it at the table. It was in a chamber network. He goes, you've never done this? I says, honestly, I've never done it. So he pulled $5 out and gave me the sheet. I started reading. 1, 2, 3, I got 5. I'm a 5. And he goes, this is going to be the easiest money I ever made. And I go, we'll see. He said, but you didn't read 6 through 9. It doesn't make any difference. I'm a 5. I'm a non-conformist. I always have been. I knew it. And so I gave him my birthday. He starts doing math. You're a 5. Thank you. And all you got to do is go on the computer, type in birth numbers. And it'll give you a description of how to do it. And it is a way to take the wall down. You got to find something that works for you. That's one thing I do to take the wall down. Another thing is, oh, got a nice big burly guy back here. You like motorcycles?
I like motorcycles.
Okay, when's the last time you rode on a Dodge Tomahawk?
Never.
Do you know what a Dodge Tomahawk is?
No.
Okay. Again, go on the internet, type in DodgeTomahawk.com. It's another way to take the wall down. Dodge Tomahawk, most people don't know about it. It took 10 years to develop this bike. 500 horsepower, top speed is estimated to be 400 miles per hour. Because you're wrapping your leg around a Viper V10 engine. So you want to have some fun. Now that we got all the smartphones and everything, guys will get their it's fun to watch their eyes, like doing their smartphone, doing a Google search, and they go, oh my God, is this thing for real? It's taken them out of their networking zone. The other thing I use is, I'm not married, but I have this ring. How many here have read the trilogy? Lord of the Rings?
Oh,
You have? You have? You have. This is an exact copy of Precious. My son has a made in China, he sells them for 25 bucks a piece. A lot of people have read the trilogy. Anything you can do to take that wall down so that they will listen to you. And they don't know what you're doing to them. You're actually taking control of the situation and taking it right out of their hands. Because you want them to listen to you, what you have to say, but you don't want to give away too much. Okay, if you're at a chamber function, what I normally do at a chamber function, I meet somebody for the first time. Well, I'm TBird. You look like you're new here, and they go, yeah, I thought I'd come out and check it out. This is my second time. And I kind of I want to learn a little bit about something personal. And I don't want to take more than 5 minutes when I'm meeting with somebody. So when I go to chamber functions and that stuff, I'm there to meet people. I'm not there to get to the real clicks and talk to the same person every single one. I'm not. I'm there to meet people as many as I can. And I normally will spend no more than 5 minutes. I know enough about them and what they do. And I go, wow, you probably need to meet Joe over here. He's actually in that line of work. Maybe I can help you. I take him over to meet Joe. Hey Joe, this is Mary. She's here for the first time, and she has a need, and it's kind of what you do, so I wanted to introduce you to her. So what I've done is I passed it off in a nice way. But I've got the information I need about them. Pass it off, pay it forward. You're edifying that person. You're actually edifying the two people you're introducing. You say you can't edify yourself, but you can if you edify somebody else. Also in venues, I would do all kinds of venues. League clubs, chambers, all kinds of stuff. But in October of every year, I always look at all my venues that I go to visit regularly, and I judge each one. Which one has brought me some good referrals? Which one has brought me some business? And if there's one on there, or two or three that's just not working, I'm wasting my time, I take it off. Or I cut it down to once a month. Because then it gets into a habit. I know a lot of people go to chamber events and stuff because it gets to be a habit. But you're there to make money. And you'll find out that whenever you take a venue out, something else will pop up and take its place. This happens to be year after year after year. So you got to stay on top of your game. Always meet new people. I had so much fun doing 90 days over in East Bay, building the footprint over there at Elias. We just had an absolute ball doing all that. Okay, now I need somebody for role play. Somebody come up with a business card.
How about bring up Dennis? Dennis Edwards.
Yes. You got a business card. Okay, I just want you to have it, in your hand, in your pocket, or wherever you're going. Okay. So, Dennis, here's Modesto Chamber, right?
Yes,
And this your first time here?
yes.
Really, what are you looking for?
Well,
What do you want to do?
I'm actually looking for referrals for my business. I'm currently working out of the house. I'd like to spread that word around.
So how do you publicize your
Use the word of mouth.
word of mouth? You know, do any flyers or cards or anything like that?
I'm building a Facebook
Okay.
presence and starting to use that video a little bit.
Okay. Now, in a normal chamber event, he's probably already got his cards in his hands. How many of you have been to chamber events and they're walking around with all their stuff? Okay, so put your card in there. You've got to tell them you're the chamber, not the chamber. So how do you advertise your business?
Well, Kim, I'll let you have my card. You take a look at it.
I don't know if
We have a website there you can look at.
Yeah.
My phone number in case you find out about the referrals or anything.
I don't know if I want your card.
But I think you should take my card.
I don't know if I want it.
Okay,
Now, how does that make you feel when somebody says that?
that's an insult.
This is where the psychology comes in, because you still got the card out. I told him I really don't want it, and I said, well, the main reason I don't take cards is I don't want to judge you. But I'm gonna take it.
Well, I don't know if I want to give it to you.
Yeah.
I take my attention away from him and I study the card, both sides. I'm looking for anything on there. I'm just studying more about it. And then normally, I'll start asking some questions. Well, Mary,
Yes.
how you doing?
Known her for 20, married for 10, her name's Margaret.
Okay. Good.
I have two.
What's your hobby?
I'm a photographer. I like to get out and, hike and get out and do my fishing. I love bass.
See, I'm taking a couple little bullet notes. I'm finding something personal that you're not going to remember later when you go home at night with all the cards. I'm making a couple bullet notes on here. So now I've got something to connect with him later on to talk about.
And if you can't write on that card, what do you do? I mean, seriously, some cards you can't write.
You have to, well, I was
You always
take something off. Just now, something about taking somebody's card and writing on it. Do not write on that card if the person you're talking to is Asian. Asian. They believe their card is them. There's a lot of honors. If you're Asian, man, you better treat this like a piece of gold. Don't write on it. Wait till you get out of my sight.
TBird, it's sacred, right?
To them it is. It's just the culture. Notice that somebody, an Asian, told me about that. I'm going, glad you told me. And that's why I'm passing it on to you. Any bullet notes, plus what did you mean this person? You don't know what works. Electric Chamber of Commerce, bass fishing, or whatever it is.
Again, with the Asian though, I'd like to, typically they would hand this card to you in a different fashion. So it's just doing that.
The older, the older generation, and there's a lot on it. Now, we're still bantering back and forth. I've got a little bit of stuff. But normally somebody will say, well, what about you? So you want to try to reciprocate back.
I love to fish. Have you taken up fishing lately?
I used to like trout fishing.
Okay. Yep, the foothills type of fishing? Because I get fishing, when I get to talk about fishing, I can talk about, I can talk more about my business, but I would prefer to talk about the fishing. You have a boat? No, that's too bad. So this talks about my business.
He's a character.
That's why we call him up there.
Normally in a normal chamber, you're going to banter back and forth, so you're going to be asking me about, what do I do? Do I have a business card? The normal stuff that you do in the chamber.
Yeah, sure, but, and what do you do now?
I do a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades, master of none, advertising, social media.
What do you do to make money?
Social media, advertising,
So you're a marketing,
pretty much.
would you consider yourself an expert in marketing?
I
You have
consider
somebody you work
myself very good at it.
Okay. Do you work with somebody or,
Oh, I have some associates.
because I know somebody that's really good at it, but maybe I could refer him to you.
Excellent. But how are you going to get in touch with me?
Well, of course, I would ask you for information.
So ask me for a business card. Most people will ask for a business card because I took his, so.
Sure. So Tim, if you have a card, I'll get in touch and I'll arrange a meeting with you this individual.
Yes, I got a card, but I don't normally give them out.
Okay. Well, are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
Well, would it be all right if I contact you through Facebook, maybe you can friend you, and message on that?
Taking this someplace because this is what you normally run into.
Well, I don't push that only because if you don't want to do it, then,
But you understand that if you're out of the chamber function, they don't know what you're doing.
Right. So Tim, I would like to, have a card that your business name and contact information.
Okay, then you'll contact me?
I will. I'll make sure I do that. I have a referral. I would definitely want to
You'll
contact
You'll
you.
really contact me.
Yes.
Until you get that second affirmation, don't let go of the card. You got to put a lot of value in that little piece. So this is some little stuff you can do at a chamber or one kind of networking function. Yes.
I have a question about that. Once you get that second confirmation, how long can you go before you actually contact them? Like,
Good question. I was thinking of bringing that up because I almost dropped it and you brought it back up. Now, after I've taken your card, I'm going to ask you, what's the best way to contact you?
I prefer phone, if you can get me by the phone, otherwise I'm on Facebook.
I've got his card again, I'm going to phone, some people say email, some people say Facebook. I want to find out how do they want to communicate. Will you write it down, or okay, I will, or reach out, touch you within 24 to 48 hours. Is that fair?
That's good.
And I do, 24 to 48 hours, because if you go past that, they're going to forget who you are. And if you're sending an email or something, now be expected, they'll say TBird on it, I'm just sending you an email, or however you decide to do it. So now they're expecting it within 48 hours. You've got to do it. And there's also a drip system I can teach one day, is how do you control meeting a whole lot of people and not drop it. There's a very simple system. If you don't have enough time today, you have to cover it. Thank you.
Hey, TBird, can I mention one thing real quick? I'm sorry to interrupt, but part of the thing of the GNA is we kind of streamline that process for people. Is, you know, we create the group pages and connect everybody together. It makes it a little bit easier for you, but I agree. If you go to outside events and you want to get to know people, absolutely.
Yeah, because that's going to set you apart. And we want those people to meet you. I don't know how people want to do it. It doesn't make any difference. Don't want to get to know the person.
So after that 48 hours, are you just done?
No. You contact them and say, hey,
6
Joe.
weeks, okay?
24 to 40. If you say 24 to 48 hours,
But if you don't say,
no,
if you don't say when you'll contact them?
I always do.
Oh,
Can I ask,
It's part of the habit of networking.
okay.
You got to get into the habit.
and really, it's not a matter of waiting for him, you should take the initiative to contact them too. Because if you beat, as far as I'm concerned, if you beat them, then they have to take you.
I'm going to give you 2 books. One book was given to me 30 years ago, and the person saw something in me that they felt I needed. And they handed me the book. They said, read it once, self-test yourself, put it into practice, read it again in 6 months, and read it every year for the rest of your life. And I've worn out 2 copies in the last 30 years. Every time I read something new, because your brain learns in layers. You can read a book over and over and over and over and over again. Every time you pick it up, it's like, this one that wasn't there before. Is this a new edition? And it's by Beatrice Leitner. And it's called Personality Plus. Very simple book. There are 4 personality traits. You're born with one, you cannot change. I'm what's known as a melancholy with a sanguine kicker. Some people call them A, D, and C. Some people use colors. But you're born with one you can't change. And you get so good at doing this, when you meet somebody within 1 minute, you can figure out what their main personality trait is. And you'll find yourself adapting because you're speaking their language. If they're a real cleric type person, you can't go on and on and on and be real happy and be real flaky because they don't want to talk to you. Cleric, get to the point as quick as possible and get done and get out. If they're a social butterfly, which is my secondary, have fun, laugh, they'll laugh with you. But you got to talk their language. It's just like Deadliest Catch. Anybody watch that? You know, crabbing in the Bering Strait and stuff? Well, they take multiple baits with them. Because they may put in one kind of bait and the crabs aren't feeding. So they switch baits. Same thing when you're out networking. You have one chance to make a good impression of somebody. So use all the tools that you can. If you can identify their personality trait, you know how to deal with it. You can't tell a cleric what to do, but a black man wants to be told what to do. Melancholy just wants to know facts and figures. The sanguine says, where's the marshmallow? What's that fun? You can pick this up very quickly. Very, very powerful book. Powerful book. You can only read it 15 minutes at a time. Of course, you should put it down. The power now is everybody in here had a trait they were born with. You lost it around age 5 to 6. Everybody does. When you start school and you start biting into the system, you lose the ability to live what's called in the now. Dog and cat live in the now. As a kid, you didn't care what was getting ready to happen or what just happened. You want instant gratification right then. You live in the now. Very simple way of life. We live busy lives. And when you learn the tools of this book, it's like taking a mini vacation. I can remember days I was stressed, I put my glasses down, and I'd feel the tape. Is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it cold? Colors are more vibrant. Smells are more vibrant. It's like a 1 minute vacation. And you come back out and your focus is back. because you got all this chatter going on in your head, what I call ping pong balls bouncing. It takes it away, puts all the stuff back in its place. And, okay, you're right on track. It is a very powerful book. I've run across people that are very stressed in life, either due to a marriage, business, or whatever. And I get them to read the book. Some will, some won't. The ones that read the book, put it in play, they saw massive changes in their life. They were different. They became calm. They were making more sales. They got control of their life again. Robert, you were talking about it. It sounds like you maybe read the book The Secret or watched the movie, because that was your little speech at first. That's all about The Secret, which is another good story. But it helps you get back control of your life. It really, really does. If you request a friend on Facebook and they accept, take enough time to send them a note back saying, thank you for accepting my request. Very, very few people will do that. People ask me to be a friend on Facebook. I accept it. Maybe 1 out of 100 said, thank you for taking the time to accept me as a friend. It's just a simple courtesy. Thank them. You ask, they accept it. Thank you. Now I would like to get to know you further. It's all about building a relationship with someone. Of course, I always review their profile first. People that want to be friends with me and I review their profile. And I guess in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten 6 requests out of Nigeria. I dumped all of them. I don't need no spam. I don't need nobody trying to get into my pocket because that's all I figure it is.
Yep.
Do friend suggestions to people. If you learn something about somebody, they go, well, I need to meet these kind of people. I'll go on the computer and do friend suggestions. Well, I'll cherry pick. I'll say, this person, this person, this person, this person is what you need. I tried doing this with Guy from Sacramento. We agreed to change 20 names. And I cherry picked down through it a bunch of different people. Sent him 20 friend suggestions. He sent me 20. Everybody's name in there with a name. So you know what he did? He just put down the list. Do. That's not respectful. But you have a busy life. Set yourself different from other people. Post events on your Facebook page. Any of you that are friends with me on Facebook know my Facebook page is very busy. I post a lot of good sayings, funny pictures, stay away from politics, stuff that's on the top. And I post lots of events. So people, get your Facebook page to be active. We want people coming back to your page. I want to see what you do and what is the update. And make it real active, make it real busy. Facebook is free. There's things you can do with Facebook, and some stuff is just now starting to come out that we didn't know about 3 weeks ago. It's massive where Facebook is going. They're taking some things that Elias and I have been looking at this real close, and they're taking Facebook to a place that really knows something. Going after the businesses. They only hold 7%, and there are probably 900,000 people.
900 million.
900 million. They're going after the businesses now. And it's real. We get in trouble with that. It's all right to tell a person that you don't need their services. Just tell me what you do. That's real great. I don't need your services, but if I know more about you, if I know, like, trust, and respect you, I will send you to this guy. I'm more valuable. We're all here more valuable as a referral source to we are as a partner. Get people to understand. That's the hardest part about networking outside of GNA or something, is they're looking at you as a yourself. I'm just trying to sell you. You got to take them out of psychology. You got to take them out. These are simple things you can do that will set you apart from anybody else out there. How are you doing on time?
We're running out.
About 5 minutes.
Got 5 minutes?
Well, we need 5 minutes here. Have you answered?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to really quickly tell you a real quick one-card system, a couple questions, and we'll be back. I don't like to run over. One card system was developed many years ago. Your major brokerage houses, insurance companies, they purchase this and they teach it to their agents. Nothing more than shoebox index cards, 1 through 31, January through February. You go meet the person at the chamber, you write down what you learned about it. They say call you in 2 weeks. Put it 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out, you pull all the cards out of that day, who you got to call. They say don't call in 6 months. Find out something else personal, put it 6 months out. A lot of people do it electronically, but your electronics can't blow up on it. It's called a one-card system. Very safe. You'll learn how to use it. We're happy to show you. Any questions or anything? No questions? This is an easy crowd.
That means you were that good.
Yes.
The life number thing, what's the, how do you get hold of that?
Well, you type in birth numbers on the computer, but what you do is you add your full birth year, your month and your date, you add those to your 4-digit number, you add those to you get one number, 1 through 9. Just type in birth numbers, the description sheet, how to do it. I carry it with me all the time. I mean, take a look at this. This is probably my 3rd reprint. Look at all the people, all the writing on the back. These are all the people that I've done. I do it right there on the spot at a chamber because you now have built a little bit of relationship and they want to know more about it. Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, TBird!